So welcome, guys. Okay, just before I start, I have a really bad cold, so excuse me if I cough in the middle of my sentencing. I think I caught that shit in the regional. I'm bringing you a deck, Voiceless Voice deck profile. I keep putting Silent Force, and then I was making the video. I put Silent Force in the text that in this deck was named Silent Force and OCG, and ended up changing the name. I kind of grew into it, but I liked the original name first. Anyways. I'm bringing you this Voiceless Voice deck profile that I brought to the regional yesterday, Puerto Rico regional. I had very good performance, but I am Edison played it hard, so I just dropped at the third round to play Edison. I had literally no expectations. I just played so I could burn time in the regional and just have some fun so I could play Edison. And I ended up winning my duels before I dropped out. I rotted it up. This deck is really good, and I'm gonna give you a few explanations why I think this build is better than the standard builds. You can kind of comment on that below. Guys, remember to like the video and subscribe, please. I'm trying to grow my own gaming channel, and I do upload Yu-Gi-Oh videos because yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is one of my childhood, I want to say, hobbies, and it's helped me grow into this, let's say, gaming lifestyle per se. I do like everything I play, you know, Call of Duty, League of Legends, all that shit. But Yu-Gi-Oh is still within my heart. It's my weekend therapy, if you wanna put it that way. But yeah, it had a very good performance in those 3 rounds that I played. And if you want to check my Edison profile, it's X-Servers. You can look at it in my channel. But anyways, small spoiler alert. It's going to be Dogmatika / Voiceless Voice deck with a huge Dogmatika engine, and you're going to see that in a bit. But I just want to say that I came to love this version of the deck because I think a lot of the problems with this deck is that you end up just normal summoning low, she gets favored, and essentially if you don't draw specific cards, you can't play. Through too many interruptions, especially with the release of Impulse, you can't just have one way to summon out your Skull Guardian, so you need multiple ways to try to summon it out. That is not just normal summoning low or Herald, and Herald is essentially worse because now there's a card called Impulse that essentially just stops more of your deck out. Like it'll stop Saphira, it'll stop your magic cards from resolving the summoning of Skull Guardian. So you have to like play another engine that doesn't exactly like eat up your normal summons and gives you interrupts other than planning to summon out Skull Guardian. And Dogmatika does essentially just that. Also, I want to say that Voiceless Voice is a very good deck. I've been playing it since it got released, and it just got better because Full Rose is in the format, and this deck just plays it out like it's nothing. People discarded Full Rose, and I'm like, thank you for throwing your fucking $100 bill on the table that does absolutely nothing. You just handled yourself for one. Thank you. But yeah, I'll explain more while I go into the profile. But yeah, 3 low. This is like a given, like, by the way. 3 low. 3 Saphira, which is stable 2. 1 Old Man. A lot of the Voiceless Voice engine just stays the same. I'm gonna put the Skull Guardians here, just in case. I'm gonna put this double Skull Guardian and 1 of this guy. Let me put this here too because it's kind of like the original engine. Sorry for the glare. 1 sec. So yeah, 2 Skull Guardian and 1 Saphira and 1 the Pendulum Graph Dragon. I think this is the perfect ratio. This is especially good right now because the cards that do end up in Omni games are just the powerful cards in a deck right now are just spell cards. So just negating that outright is super broken. Other than having 1 Omni negate, like if you have 1 Omni negate to stop their the card that's actually good in their deck, then you have you can save your Skull Guardian for another thing. And let's just go to the Dogmatika package. So it's 3 Ecclesia, okay, and Ecclesia is especially good in this deck because if you do end up normal summoning low, you can go into Almirage and special summon this, and essentially you can end up in the interruption that does not how do I say, that does not require you to actually go in through your normal summon, or you can end up try entering your ritual summoning through another card, which I will show you. And this card is just good in general because it doesn't actually conflict with your engine, and it's a huge board breaker. It's a huge extender. Like it's essentially what your deck wants to keep playing when your Voiceless Voice engines get stopped. So one Dogmatika Maximus, which is super broken right now, and would Forderly, because it's what helps you break boards, because you can go like Ecclesia into an empty board and just go this. And these are really two board breakers because you're throwing like a 3k beater and a 2k beater into their board. So Ecclesia is just crazy breaking two boards. And again, this is specifically broken here in Voiceless Voice because it literally just does not stop anything to do your engine. I'm gonna say my hand trap choice was very, 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 very good. And ever since I picked up this deck, I had not trouble, but I think the choice of hand traps that I was taking wasn't as par. Maybe it's just the format that it helps this deck. It helps this deck pick this particular hand trap line because Nibiru is super good again, which helps you a lot because you just want to play a lot of hand traps to stop your opponent, whilst just doing your shenanigans. So I play three Vader, 3 Eyes, 2 Nibiru, 2 Ghost Ogre, 1 Magnamut, which is just basically part of your engine, and 3 Imperm, which is 14 hand traps, right? Which is a lot. 14 hand traps is a lot. By the way, this deck is 50 cards, and I'll explain more towards the end why I decided to run 50 cards, which is my own mentality. And oh, I forgot to put this into the Dogmatika thing, which I should have put this here. Yes, the this is the game plan. You're gonna see now why this card is so good. And if you guys don't know what this does, this is White Knight of Dogmatika. It's in Spanish, but yeah, White Knight of Dogmatika. What it does is when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can look at both players' extra deck and you can discard one card from both of them, and this card gains attack onto your opponent's end phase equal to the half of the sum of both of the monsters discarded. Yes, so look at your opponent's extra deck and take a card from them is coded. Like, it's really, really good, especially because there's a lot of cards in the extra decks that are one of. That's good as by itself, but then you can end up discarding things like Herald or Garura, which will essentially just help you dig into your engine more and more. Or you can just end up discarding Titanic Lad, which is just another follow-up negate. Yeah, it's really good. And the reason why this is so good, I'm just going to put this card first, because pre-prep searches you this, and it searches you this. Which makes pre-prep a much better card, because people people just realize you really just don't ash this. There's like better cards to ash as of now. So if this ends up resolving, which happened to me in the games that I played, you can just pick up this. It's sometimes even better than summoning what's it called, Skull Guardian, depending on your hand, because you can just summon this. You have it on your board, then you can normal summon low, and if your opponent tries to interact with the low, you can get a piece of the Skull Guardian that you're trying to fetch with low. So if you can actually just get the ritual spell or Skull Guardian itself, it's one of the pieces that you're missing from your hand to summon Skull Guardian, or just end up just drawing a card if your low gets interrupted. Plus, looking at their extra deck, which the advantage is gonna pile up, because you can Garura draw a card to see if you can keep extending, or you can just get Herald, so you can pick up the missing card of your engine. And in your opponent's turn, when they try to activate another card effect, you just keep on ripping off your extra deck, or you can send off ends to interrupt their board. So the card is really good. It's just like a Seto extender, Senderal interruption. It does everything. Pot of Prosperity, because you really don't use your extra deck like that. 3 of the Voiceless Voice, Continuous Spell, and 1 of the new one. This card's really good, bro. a lot of people don't give this deck credit because they just say, oh, this just summons Skull Guardian. But then when they play through this, they realize, oh, that this deck does more actually than it's supposed to do, because they end up trying to break your Skull Guardian. They use droplets, whatever, and they end up the negate. They never realize you have a second Skull Guardian in your deck, and then they do something to try to OTK you. Then you just go, okay, then I'll just summon Skull Guardian back again. It has 4K, you can't target. So what are you gonna do? The card's really good. We played 2 of this. I cut this for another hand trap. I think it was a 3rd Ghost Ogre, because essentially some of the games you don't need 2 of these, but the games you do need 2 of these, you just lose if you don't have it. So just play 2, bro. Don't do what I do. Just play 2 of those. Whatever. Fuck it. You're gonna draw into them. Who cares? Actually, drawing into them because it's good, because like I said, when you draw this with pre-prep, you can essentially end up with both the White Knight and the Skull Guardian. So 2 of them is good. And this is the card that I was talking about, that it was really good with Ecclesia, because if you summon Ecclesia on your opponent's board, or which has happened to me on one of the games that I played, because people were meaning Bestial, if your Saphir gets interrupted, you go low, tribute the low, and you special summon this. Get this, since they control monster, you can search out both White Knight and Dogmatika. Or you can search out, I'll show you the combo later, because it's a quick combo, but you can essentially just get 2 of these and just like pop off, because this will summon this, gets you, dumps the Titanic Clad, so you can get Fleur de Lis on your end phase, and this will help you, gets you look at your opponent's extra deck ahead, or your own to discard a card, which is really good, because this is essentially like a draw. It'll turn you into a draw, or into a draw pop. It'll get you Herald, so you can search another piece too. So these cards are just really good together. I've actually tried playing more of this, but you just want to search it with Ecclesia, basically, because you have Nadir Servant. You can just like Ecclesia, Nadir for Ecclesia, get this, and then Ecclesia will get you that. And talking about which is broken. There's fucking golden. Call out by the grave, because it's really good. And the Voiceless Voice trap. We do want to just tell. We just want to look at your opponent and say, well, you have the Omni Negate there, but what are you gonna do about Schism, dude? But like, this card, Winda is such a good card that, damn, I don't think very few decks have like main deck outs to Winda getting at least for now. Like, very few main deck outs to stopping Winda with their own engine. Not with hand traps, because of course, like, Impulse could stop Schism or whatever. Like, there's means to interrupt it. Like, it's not an FTK, but still it's very good. And 1 punishment, which is very good. Even like summoning Ecclesia, sending this and a hand trap will get you, like, it'll get you there in most games. So yeah, that's the main deck. Let me just get to the extra deck, because the extra deck is very, very important. I'm gonna explain the features first. Okay, so your extra deck is your second deck, more than others, because it's gonna act as your interruption, as your extenders, not through special summoning through them, like actually just discarding them. So you have Ents that'll work as a pop, Garou that'll work as a draw. This will search you Ecclesia. This will search you a spell or trap. This is a non-destruction interaction, because it'll bounce the card. This is a draw, and you have the Shadal package to summon Winda. They have this for the Pendulum Odd Eyes, which is really good. When it summons, it'll negate a card. I don't run the other one, simply because unlike the other Voiceless Voice that has an actual extra deck, because some of the extra deck from the ones that run Herald, run Chaos Angels, they run more main deck out, I want to say, to monsters with high attack, and this just helps you beat over like shit you usually won't be able to run through. The other one is better in general against Tenpai, but I feel like I already have a good matchup against Tenpai because of Winda, so I opted just to play that one. This because it's one of your combo starters, because you can just like low into Almirage and then Gardna Get this in the graveyard so you get Maximus, basically. And then a SP, because it helps you remove shit. And then Dynamondo, because it helps you remove shit. I am not running a Relinquish. And maybe I should have. But most of the time I was just going low into Almirage. To have Garnet. Like, let's say, for example, like Relinquish is only gonna resolve against Nibiru or very bad players, I want to say. So Almirage, this package was much more important to me than just running like this and Relinquish. Like drawing Dogmatika Maximus was resolving was way more important than just running the Relinquish altogether. But in hindsight, you can just cut off a card if you want to play it, which could be this. But I guess this card helps the deck if you brick, because sometimes it's a deck's bricks. So I guess this is better in some situations, but you can just opt to run the Relinquish here. I just opted to play this because just people don't expect you having that in the extra deck, especially in a regional. And it's tokens. This tournament was with the new rules, like you can't fucking have art on your sleeves and shit. So yeah, I'm gonna show you the side deck because it was relevant. I played 2 evenly matched for going second, which was really good. I don't play 30 because I do play thrust, so you can just get it if you wanna play second. So essentially, if you wanna go second and try to resolve thrust, you just play 2 evenly, 1 thrust. But I played the thrust so I could just go like D barrier or ground. Triple T is just if you draw this, then you get Triple T to get their hand, poke out their hand if they resolve traps against hand traps against you. Yeah, this was really good too. Yeah, all these cards were good. All those cards were good. I run 2 of these. I love this card. And I'll tell you why, because I love going Dynamundo into a fucking board, and people love Call by the Graving me and Stand by Face. And there's literally no card that can stop that except Ghost Bell. I'm not going running Ghost Bell. That's a horrible card. This is a good card. Plus, a lot of people like going Azamina Engine and then try like normal summoning Ash to like combo off. This just fucks them completely because the Azamina card can't interact with Saw and Judgment because it just says so. I wish I ran 3, but I just decided to draw a 3 draw because I don't want to get like FTK with anything samurai related. So I was essentially just like, fuck that. I'll rather just not draw the 3rd song than get FTK'd. Look at my opponent play a 2 Cosmic Cyclone. I wish let's see if I could say something about this. I guess you have evenly matched for boards where you don't need harpies. You can just resolve evenly match. Because this deck doesn't, since it relies on pieces of combos, doesn't have like a 1-card combo except low. The low isn't resolving realistically as it should most of the games. So just 1 card that just like blow your opponent out like evenly. Plus you don't need the battle face in this deck. So let me just show you quick. So if you go into Ecclesia, and if your opponent ends up having monster, you can search Dogmatika Matrix. Let's say you summoned. Wait, this is a situation. You summoned low. She gets Veiler, Imperm, whatever. Whatchamacallit. You're gonna send her to the graveyard for Almirage. Send Almirage to the graveyard for Gardner. You can special summon Ecclesia, which will get you Dogmatika Matrix. Dogmatika Matrix will get you 2 cards. It'll get you this. Plus, it says if your opponent controls a monster, it'll get you any Dogmatika cards. You get Maximus, and then Maximus, you can just special summon him. You can dump Herald, and you can dump this if you want to get rid of the monster. This if you want to draw, it doesn't matter. You just want to end up getting the magic cards. You can Dogmatika Matrix out this, and then using Titanic Clad as cost, which will get you in the end phase. It'll get you Fleur de Lis. Also, yeah, you can dump Karura or get Ent to pop. Let's say you're playing first, and they sealed you. You can dump Al Capone, so you could add get some to send it to graveyard, and then you can, since you control Dogmatika Ritual, you can look at your own extra deck to send Construct to graveyard, and Construct will grab get some to your hand. So, bro, this is, let's say you got Bestial. This is your end board, which is Winda. I say that like that's not a lot, but Winda is a fucking lot. And you got Fleur de Lis as an interruption. This is an interruption. And this is all with 2 cards, by the way. You still have 3 cards in your hand. And you could possibly would be able to resolve your Voiceless Voice shenanigans if you ended up drawing like School Guardian. Let's say School Guardian was in your hand. Yeah, School Heart Guardian in your hand. Instead of trying to summon this, wait, sorry, instead of just summoning this, the Maximus. So instead of just going on Dogmatika Matrix with the Ecclesia Search into the Maximus, you can just straight up go into this, and where's the magic card? And the magic card, and you just summon him out, and then you look at your extra deck, get yourself a spell. And you can end up same way we were solving this. You can do it with the Maximus too, by the way. But I think if I'm not, yeah, you're still playing. The bird is still gonna fuck you. But still, yeah, you can end up with even the Maximus too. You can end up summoning the Maximus with this and this. You just won't be able to search the Shadow engine, basically, or this. So you can opt going into this by tributing this. If you don't have anything else to tribute, or this, if you have something to tribute in hand other than this, because you want this as an interruption on your opponent's turn. So yeah, that's a combo, which just works really, really good into synergy together. Like I'm telling you, a lot of people are running Nadir Servant, because Nadir Servant is the way, 100%. Even if you run the Herald, just run Nadir Servant. It is the best package. Even if you're running Herald, I advise you, if we're Nadir Servant, you can run one of this and run one of this. Because it's just a good engine, bro. Like, try it out. We're gonna do something. Run of this, run of this, and we'll run like small package, which is this. You're already running this, but you can run like this, which is just 5 cards, by the way. So yeah, it's just really good. Anyways, I hope you liked the video. Yeah, the deck is really good, guys. I think it's going to get better more in the future. Because Omni-Gates are really good, and really, like, the quality of Omni-Gates are just going to get better through the ban list. Because, you know, Konami just addressed that the problem of the game state as of now is just Omni-Gates. So the Skull Guardian is just gonna get more and more and more. It's better at each new meta passes, and I've seen a lot of OCGs top of this Voiceless Voice. So yeah, guys, just keep your hopes up. This deck is going to be fire. Keep being fire. So keep playing it. Another thing you saw that I did not play any of the Mold Charmings, because I think in this deck in particular, you don't want to draw Mold Charming because it's good going second. But when you go first, which is the strong point of this deck, you're crippling the good part of your deck, if that makes sense. Like instead of making your going second, like balancing out your going second hands, which I think going second with Voiceless Voice isn't that bad, because the 6 card helps you a lot resolve your monsters, especially with the Nadir cards. But going first, you absolutely cannot draw any of the Mold Charming cards, because they'll absolutely result you losing and breaking. more than this deck already does by its own. Anyways, guys, I hope you like the video. Please drop a like, drop a subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Dude, yo, shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh community. They have been helping me grow little by little. That's what I love about the Yu-Gi-Oh community, man. This is why I take it to heart. Every time they say to me, "What's your hobby?" I say Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't say anything else that it's not that. But anyway, guys, keep it spicy, please, man. Have a good start of the weekend. Remember to fucking vote, right, guys? Cause it's voting week. And yeah, man. Take it easy, bros. Love you guys and peace.